unseen messages in all of the arts.
I think that for what it's worth, heavy metal, you know, okay, and again, that's not really what I'm qualified to speak about. I think that with what we're doing, you know, the art is basically, you know, to coin the phrase, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, you know, and you can't really see art with your ears. It's a matter of how you can depict things and how you can actually fantasize or imagine things if the music will take you to a different place and let you not necessarily astroplane, but just remove yourself from, you know, the current things that are bothering you. A lot of times it pacifies a lot of people that listen to our music. For example, one of our songs, In My Darkest Hour, I wrote that song when the bass player from Metallica had died. He got killed in a bus crash over in Europe, and I was so affected by it that I wrote this song, and that song has had the most impact on any of our fans because it gets them in a place where they can escape from reality. I think as far as what happened with Judas Priest and people insinuating that they have subliminal messages, it's pretty ludicrous to think that somebody would actually kill themselves at you know, somebody else's, you know, making them do that. And as far as subliminal messages and satanic stuff on our album, you know, everything we've recorded is in straightforward standard English.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No subliminal. Nothing
No.
subliminal. Have you ever talked to mothers at your concerts?
Well, they may be mothers. They may have their kids at home. I don't know.
But I mean, you know, mothers of some fan who...
yeah, I did last night, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, you know, it's kind of amazing because you talk to people and they say, well, my kid's young and they go to these concerts and I want to know what's going on. And all you can actually do is be honest and tell them, you know, what your intentions are. And my intentions are good. They're not to try and make people go out and hurt somebody. In fact, this person I was talking to, I said, you know, I would rather that these kids come and they can release their pent-up anxieties and their aggressions with their friends rather against their friends. And I would much rather, if I had a child, they go to a heavy metal concert and come home sweaty and you know, exhausted than come home with a purse in their hand from mugging somebody.
Post-metal mellow.
Yeah, right.
Post-metal. Yeah, I'm going to change the subject here. You are a martial arts expert.
Not an expert.
Or something. How would you describe yourself? You do the martial arts, something as a hobby or something as a spiritual journey, right?
Yeah, right.
Right. And I've read a lot about how you've grown personally as a fighter. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about that, and then I want to ask you something about George Bush.
Okay. When I was growing up, I lived in Garden Grove in Santana, which is part of the barrio in Orange County and by L.A. County, all that area. And there's a lot of gang violence there. And the high school that I went to was predominantly black and Hispanic. And I had really short red hair at the time, and I was getting beaten up every day. So my brother-in-law was the chief of police in Stanton. I started getting into martial arts there to protect myself, and it carried on into where it started I created, you know, my own demise by getting an attitude like I was tough, which is, you know, it's against what the belief is, the creed of what I was taking. And once I got past the whole Metallica stage, when I joined Metallica, I stopped actually working out because I thought that I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof because I was drinking. Now that I've gotten sober and with this new band, I'm taking kickboxing from Sensei Benny Urquidez, who has his own style deemed from the motherland of Japan.
And the sensei is your spiritual guide in this fighting. And in this So here we are in this Persian Gulf business, all lined up, ready to do something. What would your advice be? And it would be something that your sensei would tell you.
Principle-wise, I would say to negotiate and not to injure fellow man, because, you know, it's you know, the retribution, you know, I would say leave justifiable anger to someone who's more qualified, like maybe God perhaps, and that it's not really right for us to kill someone else because of some, you know, one man's mistake. I think Saddam Hussein might be a little bit misguided, and he may be trying to you know, be some kind of a posturing leader, and I think he's living in a fantasy trying to make, you know, reality just compare notes with what the Bible says.
And you think it'll come out all right?
Well, I hope so. I think George is doing a good job with dealing with it. I'm not going to say that, you know, I would handle it the same way he would.
Well, I think you would probably handle it differently. He's president, and you're the lead singer-guitarist for Megadeth.
Yeah, we'd go play over there and let our fans take care of Saddam.
Thank you so much for being here. Dave Mustaine, lead guitarist, songwriter, producer for the heavy metal band Megadeth. Night Watch will continue.